Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my MLB DraftKings picks for Saturday, August 26th. We've got a 9-game main slate on for the Saturday. Pitching today, really gross. We don't have any good stud options that I really think you have to jam in today. Bumgarner and Peacock are two guys over 10K, and I think both of their matchups are not ideal. Bumgarner, he's going to have to go to Arizona and face an Arizona team that has some good righty bats that you definitely don't want to take a pitcher against. And then Peacock's going to have to go against LA, a team that doesn't strike out at all, and Peacock is definitely overpriced in my opinion. So I don't think you're going to have to I don't think you're forced to pay for a pitcher today, let's just say that. I think there are definitely some mid-range options you can target, but there aren't any really just standout options today. I think you can go multiple ways at pitcher. I definitely think this is going to be a good GPP slate because I feel like a lot of pitchers aren't going to be took today. So I feel like a lot of these mid-range guys are definitely going to be low-owned, which does make this a good GPP slate. But the two pitchers that I like are both going to be at the mid-range. One of the guys is towards the upper tier, the other one's sort of towards the value range. The first guy I like is going to be Kyle Hendricks at 9,700, getting the matchup against the Phillies. Now, I don't really like this price tag for Kyle Hendricks. 9,700, that does seem like a lot to pay for him. You rarely see Kyle Hendricks just go out and get 30 DK points, but given this matchup against the Phillies, I definitely think he can get us 20 to 25. And if he does that for 9,700, then that definitely is solid. It's a good strikeout matchup. He definitely has some potential to get some Ks here. The Phillies so far this year versus right-handed pitching, they are striking out 23.6% of the time, which is sixth most in the league. And they're not a good offense versus righties. They're hitting a 253 average on the year and a 311 WOBA versus right-handed pitching. Both of those offensive categories are towards the bottom of the league. So I do like the spot for Kyle Hendricks. The Phillies, they do have one of the lowest totals on this slate. Right now their total opened up at 3.6 runs, which is the lowest on the slate, I do believe. So I do like this spot for Kyle Hendricks. He's a nice favorite at minus 192. The Cubs should definitely be able to get to this lively guy and give Hendricks some run support. He should be able to get a win. So if we're looking to go off those two upper tier pitchers, I like Kyle Hendricks today as a cheaper option that I definitely think could outscore Peacock and Bumgarner. And then for my SB2 today, there aren't a ton of SB2s that I really like. I definitely think a lot of these SB2s carry risk. But one guy that I do like that I don't think has a lot of risk, that has been pretty solid all year, is Shaun Newcomb at 7,100, getting a matchup against the Rockies. I do like this spot for Shaun Newcomb, getting the Rockies out of Coors Field. I've told you guys this plenty of times. The Rockies, they do struggle outside of Coors Field, and they're definitely a team you can take pitchers against when they are out of Coors Field. They're going to be out of Coors today. They're going to have to be in, or they're going to be in Atlanta. Now Atlanta's ballpark is pretty hitter friendly, but it's definitely not Coors Field. So I do like this spot for Shaun Newcomb. Newcomb is a guy that you rarely see him just get blown up. This guy always produces. He usually always manages to get the job done. In his last 10 games, he's only had 2 games where he's really struggled, and one of those games was against Houston, where he put up -10. Obviously, Houston, not a team you want to face. And then against the Cubs, probably another team that you really don't want to face. He put up 4 DK points. But other than those 2 games, Newcomb has been really solid all year. He's been really producing, and he did just face this Rockies team in Coors Field a couple weeks ago, and he pitched 6 innings against them, gave up 3 runs, got 8 strikeouts, finished with 18 DraftKings points. So he actually faced this team in Coors Field and had a solid game against them. He should definitely be able to have a solid game here. He's going to be getting them at home. So I do like this spot for Shaun Newcomb. The Rockies have actually really struggled, or they haven't really struggled against lefties, but they do strike out a lot versus lefties. So far this year, they are striking out 8th most, striking out 23.9% of the time. Now, they do have pretty good numbers against lefties, but you got to think a lot of those numbers are coming from when they're in Coors Field. And if you look at their WRC+, their WRC+ is only 93, which is a metric that factors in ballpark. So that pretty much tells you that when the Rockies are on the road, they do really struggle. So I like this spot for Shaun Newcomb. I definitely think we can get 15 to 20 DK points from him. And for just 7,100, I would definitely take that. So looking for a mid-range value tier pitcher, I like Shaun Newcomb today for 7,100. When we go with Hendricks and Newcomb as our 2 pitchers, we're still left with over 4,100 remaining per player. So we have some really good salary to work with, can definitely fit in some expensive bats if we choose to do that. But the first guy I like, not going to be expensive play, value play I like at first base, really cheap value play, is Logan Morrison for just 3,600, getting a matchup against Mike Leake. I really like this spot for Logan Morrison going up against Mike Leake. Leake is not a guy that will strike people out, has a very low K rate versus lefties. Leake is only striking out lefties 9% of the time, so he doesn't strike lefties out at all. He throws the ball in the zone. Leake is a guy that will pitch to contact, and Morrison is a guy that when the ball's in the zone, he can definitely put the barrel on the ball, knock it out of the ballpark. So I really like this spot for Logan Morrison at just 3,600. Not like we need a lot of value, but I love the matchup today, and the price tag is really nice as well. So if you are looking for a first base play, I definitely think we can consider Logan Morrison today. Going up against Mike Leake. Leake really struggling as of late. Teams have really been getting to him as of late, and I think the Rays are in a good spot here. So I'm going to be looking to get some exposure to their offense with Logan Morrison today. And then for my next play, going to be going to second base. An expensive play I like here is Jose Altuve at 5,100, getting a matchup against Tyler Skaggs. Right now, as I'm recording this video, Altuve, he is listed as day today, but I was reading this little paragraph right here, and they said it's not a concern. He should be in the lineup today. He is in the projected lineup, so I don't think we really have to worry about that neck injury. Altuve should be playing today, and if he does play, I like this spot for him, going up against Tyler Skaggs. Skaggs, a pitcher that does struggle to righties. He will strike people out, but he does give up home runs to righties. And the WOBA is pretty high to righties as well. He's given up a 340 WOBA to righties so far this year. And like I said, he will give up home runs, a 1.45 home run per 9 to right-handed hitters. And he will also give up a lot of hard contact as well. 45% medium contact and 32% hard contact to right-handed hitters this year. So I do really like this spot for Jose Altuve. Since we didn't pay up for pitcher, we went with two mid-range pitchers. We do have the salary to where we can fit him in. And if we're going to spend the salary, might as well spend it on a bat that we know is going to come through for us. You rarely see Altuve just disappoint. He always manages to usually get the job done. He can just get fantasy points in so many ways. He steals bases. He has power. He's a guy that rarely strikes out. He usually always is able to put the ball in play. So I do like Jose Altuve today. Looking to spend some of that salary we have. I'm going to be plugging him in the lineup at 5,100. And then for my final play, we're going to be going to shortstop. Mid-range towards the upper tier play I like here is Corey Seager for 4,600, getting a matchup against Zach Davies. Really like this spot for Corey Seager today. Going up against Davies. Davies is a pitcher that doesn't strike anybody out. Sort of like Mike Leake. When you're not striking people out, you're not really going to have a lot of success. Davies only has a 16% K rate to lefties, and he will give up home runs as well. 1.23 home run per 9 so far this year to left-handed hitters. And he also gives up hard contact, 52% medium contact, and 31% hard contact. So I really like the spot for Corey Seager. I believe he has some BVP to go along with the stats as well. It's a small sample size. He's 3 for 8 against Davies. But one of those hits was a home run. So in 8 at-bats against Zach Davies, Corey Seager is batting .375 with a home run, which is definitely solid. And Jose Altuve, forgot to mention this, he also has some BVP against Skaggs. He's 4 for 9 with a 444 average. So both of those two batters do have some good BVP. So I like Corey Seager today. Looking for a mid-range play at shortstop, I definitely think we can plug him in for 4,600. Love the spot against Zach Davies. Davies doesn't strike anybody out. Seager is a guy that when he puts the ball in play, he's usually making a lot of hard contact, hitting the ball over the fence. So looking for a shortstop mid-range play like Corey Seager today at 4,600. And yeah, guys, so these are my 5 plays for tonight. I went with Kyle Hendricks, Shaun Newcomb, Logan Morrison, Jose Altuve, and Corey Seager. When we plug these 5 guys in our lineup, we're still left with nearly 4K remaining per player, which you shouldn't have a problem working around. So you can build a lineup around this 5. Or if you want to get my full lineup, then be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. My lineups are $5 a day, or you can get a week of lineups for $25. So if you are interested in that, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. Or if you just have any questions about the slate, or you need to ask me something, you can contact me on Twitter as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed. If this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do upload these videos daily, Monday through Saturday, trying to get as many videos out for you guys as I can. And football season is also approaching, and I will be making videos for football as well. So if this is your first time on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I have a lot of content coming out in the future. And after you do subscribe, you'll see that there's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button. If you click that little bell, that'll actually notify you every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on any videos, please be sure to do that as well. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.